Our next song is the first song of the 60s. It's Smokin' in the Boys' Room by the Brownsville Station. Dedicated go out to Travis Johnson from Amy Reed, to Kelly, Dee Dee, Julie, and Brandy from Madonna, to Garth from London, to Richard from Missy, to Twando from Robin Renfro, You're Really Sweet, to Don from your buddy Bobby, to Susie Lawrence from your sis Mary, to Missy from Congo Kid, to Oreo from Kisses, and to Amy Reed from Someone Who Likes You.
How you doing out there? You ever seen that?
Hey, this is the Wolfman saying hello to all Delnord High School students in beautiful Crescent City, California. Whip them taggers, babies. Ow!
Our next song is California Girls by the Beach Boys. These dedications go out to Michael Jackson from Madonna, to Susan from Dale F, to North Coast Floor Masters from the North Coast Sky Masters, to Dawn Happy Birthday from Kisses, to Stoney from TCL, to Sheila Wesley from the Pointer Sisters, to Girls from David Lee, to Dee and Joanna from Julie, to Carla, Dawn, and Dinah, Best Buds Forever from Kitten, and to Derek from Star.
Hi, this is Matt Frazier, and I'm interviewing Mr. Maciel, who is a very elderly teacher here at Delnor High. Mr. Maciel, what was your favorite musical group in the 40s?
Bongo Bongo, I believe. No, actually my favorite musical group in the 40s was Glenn Miller, and somebody you've never heard of in your entire life, probably.
No, afraid not. Okay, to the many years you've been here, tell us about some changes you've seen in Delnor High.
In the many years that I've been here at Delnor High School, some of the changes I've seen, let's see, indoor plumbing, lights. Yeah, a lot of changes. Electricity, everything that moves according to form. Actually, most of the changes are, we had a bigger staff 4 or 5 years ago. Now we have a smaller staff. We have less students. In the old days, we taught over in the old school where we used to have one light bulb in the room. I'm not being facetious, that's really the truth.
Okay, how do you feel about them, these changes?
How do I feel about changes? Well, changes are necessary, naturally. I think you people live in a great world today.
So do I. How long have you lived in Delnor High?
How long have I lived in Delnor High?
Delnor County.
103 years. No, actually, I've lived here for about 50 years.
Okay, and what we'd like to know is how much trouble you and George got into when he chopped down that cherry tree.
Ticked me off because it was my axe. I'd got it for Christmas, and he chipped it when he was cutting a tree, which was really upsetting because, you know, you only got one axe in a lifetime in those days.
Okay, I see. What did you do for fun when you were a teenager?
What do you do for fun?
Well, see, I'm asking the questions.
Oh, you're asking the questions, I see. Okay, I got it straight here. I don't know, probably the same things you did. Only maybe we didn't get caught as much, I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't tell us that. Tell us some other things that you did that you can tell us about.
Some things that I can tell you about? Well, what did we do? We went to movies, we went to fountains, we went to dances. It's hard to believe in your area that there wasn't any TV when we were kids, so we were strictly radio buffs. No TV, so when we did go someplace, it was either to a dance or to a movie.
What were the dances like back then? I mean, were they that much different than they are now?
Most of the dances in those days were slow dances, except for the old jitterbug, which you probably never heard of, but naturally there was no rock and roll scene.
Okay. What was it like discovering America with Chris?
What was it like discovering America with Chris? Terrible. I had a tendency to get very seasick. The trip was awful. Getting here wasn't bad, but most of the property was taken when we got here, so we were out of luck.
Okay. This is very serious.
Very serious, okay.
We'd like to know what you felt at Gerald Abe's funeral.
What I felt at Abe's funeral? Yeah. Terrible. The guy owed me $20 that I beat him out of a golf game and $20 in gin, and he goes and dies. So I was left hung out to dry. I felt terrible.
Yes, I can imagine. Okay, what is your fondest memory from your days as a coach here?
My fondest memory of my days as a coach? Well, I'll be a little serious about that. My fondest memory of days as a coach was working with all the young athletes that I was fortunate enough to have on my teams, and I miss that.
Okay. Hey, how much longer do you intend to teach?
Well, I'd like to go into golf retirement as soon as possible, so I would probably say another year or two at the max, yeah.
Okay. Folks, Mr. Maciel has been a good sport about the satirical interview. It should be noted that Mr. Maciel is not actually the oldest Del Norte High School teacher, but he is fairly decrepit. Thanks again, Wally. This has been Matt Frazier for this week's interview.